right, the Honolulu Marathon is coming up on Sunday, and medical professionals are going to be there to help. Steve Uehara has more on this.
God forbid anything should happen, but should it actually happen, Dr. Alex Berk is prepared. He's a race medical director for the Honolulu Marathon. How many years have you been doing this?
This is going to be my 4th year doing the marathon.
Yeah.
It's been an incredible experience over the last couple of years. We've taken the marathon, and I think we've created such a intense and incredible medical response basically to anything that could happen on the entire course. We took it from basically a few aid stations. We doubled the number of aid stations over the last couple of years. We have doubled the number of volunteers and even physicians all throughout the course. So over the last 4 years, we've been able to recruit over 16 emergency medicine doctors to be at each aid station on the course. Our aid stations are set up basically about every 1.5 to 2 miles of the course. There's 13 of them out on the course, plus the finish line tent area. So that's 14 total aid stations with quite a bit of a robust medical presence for anything that could go wrong.
How many volunteers?
This year, we're trending over 350 volunteers.
Oh.
We're talking doctors, nurses. We have massage therapists out there. We have physical therapists, tech.
Translators for
Quite a bit
Japanese
of Japanese translators. Yes, our Japanese numbers are well into the 7,000–8,000 range. So we have quite a number of them out there to help us take care of any patient that comes in.
You mentioned the tents. How equipped are you? Actually, before we get to that, what are the normal things that you see?
So obviously, running can cause almost anything, from the most minor injuries, which are our scrapes. You fall down, you scrape your shin. We have wound care techniques for that. Someone who's running an endurance race gets a lot of different problems, including chafing and other things that happen. So we have things for that as well. Obviously, while we're really there, though, are for the most serious patients. So if you're on the course, unfortunately, there is a statistic that about 1 in 100,000 runners will actually have a cardiac arrest on the course. So every single one of our aid stations comes equipped with an automated external defibrillator known as an AED. All of our personnel are trained to use it. We have a very robust EMS presence and ability to transport off the course, whether it's to the finish line tent where there's more robust medical care or to our local hospital.
Yeah, and everything is much more set out and much more organized in the tent itself. But let's take a look. Okay, so Dr. Berk has a number of examples of what he is equipped with.
So this is a bag that each of our peripheral aid stations will get.
Okay.
So it looks kind of unorganized, but there is organization here. I promise you that.
There's a method to the madness.
There is. And so when you kind of glance around at what's here, everything from a pretty significant thing that we would need. These are IV start kits. We have the ability to start an IV out there, to start IV fluid hydration if we need to something more minor, but yet probably one of the more important things, which is good old-fashioned Vaseline. So Vaseline is necessary for pretty much all runners that do any type of endurance race. And if you know one of those runners, you can ask them why, and they'll explain that to you. But we do have everything from wound care supplies. We have the ability to wrap joints, put ice down on them. We have moleskins if they're getting blisters on their feet during their runs. We have different types of gauze. We have feminine packs if women need it. We even have things in case people are throwing up out there. We pretty much come stock with everything.
And what is this, doctor?
So over here, you'll find this is something that we have at the finish line tent. So one of the most significant risks of an endurance runner is that they can get metabolic derangements or problems with their electrolytes. So the reason why you hydrate with electrolyte-based solutions is to replete those. But oftentimes runners can't do that, and they can get very low sodium, which is a really significant problem for marathon runners. This is basically a portable laboratory that we have right here. All we need is to take a tiny bit of blood, fill up this little teeny cartridge, and we're gonna get a full blood chemistry that you would get if you went to the emergency department where I normally work. This will tell us what the sodium is, what their glucose is, and what we need to do to make sure we resuscitate them appropriately and make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, you specialize in sports medicine. Are you a runner?
I did the half marathon.
Which is great. That's more than most of us.
And after that, I said, I don't know if I need to do the marathon. What I would say is that it's an amazing race. It's incredible to see people come out. We hope they're training for this because from a medical perspective, what we want to tell people is that we're not there to cheer people on. We're there to take a look and say, if you're not looking so good, we're going to ask you to come in and stop and let us check you out. So there's lots of people on the course to keep people going. We're there to keep you safe. So if we say, hey, come on over, just give us like 5 minutes and let us check you out.
Yeah, and we hope that you're prepared, but if not, they definitely are. Dr. Berk, thank you. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve. This year's Honolulu Marathon is expecting to set a new record for the most number of registered runners. More than 34,000 have signed up. That is 25% more than last year. Online registration is closed, but walk-in registration going to be open at the Marathon Expo that is starting this Thursday. And don't forget to tune in to Hawaii News Now on race day for our special edition of Sunrise. It begins at 6 a.m. and it's only on K5.